Hey, fourth grade mathematicians, happy Tuesday. Miss Reed here. We are moving on to lesson 23. And in lesson 23, we're going to show you another division strategy to use. And you'll know if you're successful if you can divide and find factors of larger numbers. So we're moving into larger numbers today. It is Tricky Tuesday, so here's your riddle coming at you. If 2's company and 3's a crowd, what are 4 and 5? Think about it. They're 9. Get it? All right, friends, let's move on. Our vocabulary, we're going to touch on the word array again. It's our set of objects and numbers arranged in order in rows and columns. We have our factors. Remember our factor rainbows? Those are the numbers we multiply together to get our product. We talked about prime and composite last lesson. Prime is when a number only has 2 factors, one in itself. Composite is when it has more than 2 factors. Remember when it has more than one arc on the rainbow. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this problem 1. This is a quick one. It just says find the unknown factor, and it says 28 equals 7 times blank. How would you solve that? How would you work that backwards to find out what times 7 would give you 28? I'll tell you what I would do. I would skip count by that 7 until I hit the 28 and see how many groups that is. So 7, 14, 21, 28. What'd you get? 4. So when we have a missing factor, we can just skip count by the other factor until we get back to the product. The next question is 10 a factor of 28? Think about 10. Think about what happens when you skip count by 10. 10, 20, 30. What do you keep hearing at the end of all these 10 numbers? Zeros. Every product of 10 ends in a 0. So would 10 be a factor of 28? No, because 28 doesn't end in a 0. Do you see how I followed that pattern to figure that out? Or I could just skip count and go 10, 20, 30. Didn't hit 28. It's not going to work. All right, friends, so I have some exciting news. I know you're tired of seeing my face all the time. And the other day we had Sergeant 7 as our special guest. But we have a new special guest today. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Someone here to help you and teach you is Miss Heflin.
Hey, guys. I know. Calm down. I know it's exciting. But so Miss Reed and I like to show different ways that you can divide, different strategies. The strategy I'm going to show you is called the box method. It's also long division. Your parents have known we're taught long division. It's the same thing. There's just one small thing that's different. So this problem says divide 54 by 3. All right, so when you see that 54 is the number, the first number it mentions is always the number that goes inside the box. All right, so you're going to draw 54. You're going to write it, and then you're going to put a box around it. You guys might see this. It's the division symbol. Now, because we're in the times with Corona and we need to separate 6 feet apart, we're going to separate these numbers and put them in their own box. That's why it's called the box method. You put the numbers in their own box. 3 goes on the outside. It's the star of the show. It's who we're going to divide by, right? It's what we're skip counting by. Miss Reed even put the steps up here for you so you can see. So the first step says divide, which is just a big fancy word for skip count. We're skip counting by 3 till we get to 5. You start here and you just kind of go across. So let's skip count by 3 till we get to 5. 3, 6, too many. So 3. Do you see the number that's on my finger? That's the number that goes up on top. Okay, that's the division part. Now, the next step says multiply. She also put say out loud. That's because you do 3 times 1. And when we were skip counting, we said 3. That number goes down here. Make sense so far? Next step, subtract. We're going to subtract 5 minus 3. What is that? 2. Now, here's the only difference between what your parents were probably taught and what we're teaching you. It says kick over because we're going to kick that all the way over here. The 2 goes over here instead of bring down. The reason that's nice is that it keeps our problem nice and orderly and it's easy to follow. So now we go back to 3 and we have to go skip count to 24. So let's do that. We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. We actually hit that number. That's kind of our target number, right? So what's on our fingers? 8. That's what goes up on top. What we said out loud was 24, which is the same thing as 8 times 3. Subtract, and we get 0. Here's how you know if you're done. You have to have a number above every box. Do we have a number above every box? We do. So this is your answer, which is called a quotient in a division problem, is 18. So Miss Reed is going to show you the apartment way with this.
All right, friends. So that is a cool new way of doing it, and it's quick. It's not as long division, but it is long division. You're just kicking over there. This is something I want you to all start trying. All right, so our number is 54, so we put it on top. We have 3 floors. We're dividing by 3 is our divisor, so we have 1, 2, 3. And today, instead of putting tallies in each one of these, we're going to work on that skip counting. So I really want you to think about that 3 over there because I'm doing 54 divided by 3. So everything we do in our apartment building today, we're going to skip count by 3. We're skip counting by our divisor. So we're going to skip count from 3 to 5. So let's do that. Ready? Here we go. 3. What's on my finger? 1. So that means I put 1 in each one of our groups here because I can only get 3 one time because if I go to 6, I'm over my target. So I have 1, 2, 3. How far away am I from my 5, my target? So I say 3, 4, 5. I'm 2 away. That would be 2 10s left over here. So I kick over my 2 10s. Look at that. Do you see? It's the same thing. We kicked over our 2 here just like Miss Heflin did in her box method. So now we're at 24. We're skip counting by, guess what? Our 3 to 24. If you already know what 3 times 24 is, you just have that missing factor like the first problem we did, that's what you're going to put in each one of these boxes. If you don't know what 3 times, what multiplies by 3 to give you 24, you're going to skip count by that divisor until you hit your target. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Put my fingers in front of it. And I have 8. It's 8. And it goes evenly. And then we always circle the party floor, my top floor. Hey, look at this answer, 18. Look at her answer, 18. 2 different ways, we get the same answer. You can pick which way works for you. All right, let's try another one. All right, Mrs. Heflin.
Follow me. All right. Sorry, I have to come from the back of the room because we're 6 feet apart. All right, so now we're dividing by 54 by 2. So if you've talked about the divisibility rules, we did it. All right, we know we're going to see if 2 comes out evenly. And a way to know that is we look at this number in the ones place. That's a 4. Is that an even number? It is. So we know we should come out with, it should come out even, meaning when you're doing your apartments, you have equal number in each apartment. So we'll see if that works. So the first 54 goes inside the box. And we got to keep them 6 feet apart. So we separate them. And 2 is the star of our show. That's the number we're skip counting by every time. So first step, if you look back at the other slide, we're going to skip count by 2 till we hit 5. You always go to the first box. So let's do that. We have 2, 4, 6, too many. So I need to go back. It was 4. What's on my finger? 2. That goes up here. What did we say out loud? 2, 4. 4 goes down here. When you do that, you're multiplying. Now we subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now the next step. Sometimes your parents might tell you to bring this down and you put a 4 down here. That's fine, but I think it's easier if you kick it over because it keeps it nice and separated. Now we just skip count by 2. We go back to here and we have to go to 14. The reason I know that is I have an empty space up here. So let's skip count by 2 till we get to 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. What's on your fingers? 7. And what did we say out loud? 14. When we do that, you're dividing when you skip count. And then when you say out loud, that's what you multiply by. This is just not liking me down there today. Then we subtract. 14 minus 14 is 0. Do you have a number above every box? You do. And the answer, just like when you circle your party floor, it's the number that's up on top. It's 27. So we'll let Miss Reed show you the apartment way.
All right, friends, I really want you to try at least one problem today with the box method because I feel like we should be starting to go this way because as our numbers get larger, you're not going to want to draw on a giant apartment building. So it's really important that you start to try this strategy and learn it and own it. All right, let's take a look at the apartment building. We have 54 on top because that's our dividend. We're dividing by 2, so we have 2 floors. Okay, I told you we're going to start skip counting by our divisor. Our divisor is 2. We're not going to do the 1, 1, 1 tally anymore because our numbers are getting too large. Let's skip count from 2 to 5. Ready? 2, 4. Can't go any further. What's on my fingers? 2. So 2 groups of 2 make 4, right? 2 times 2, 4. How far away am I from 5? You're right. 4 is 1 away from 5. So that 110 that's left over gets kicked over right in front of this and makes it a 14. Hey, looky there, you see? Okay, now we're going to skip count from 2 to 14. Or you could already know what 2 times what equals 14. That would go in your apartment. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 7. It's 7. 7, and we hit 14. We circle the party floor. We get 27. See how that works? It's beautiful. All right. I think I'm making Miss Heflin work harder than I am today, aren't I? All right. So the next one is 78 divided by 3. She's going to show you the box method.
All right, and I think if you've made it to this video this long, if you can give us the keyword of, what's a good word?
Hamburger.
Hamburger. If your teacher asks and you can say the word hamburger, your house will get 5 house points. All right, so get ready. The word was hamburger. Don't forget that. All right. Now we're doing, it says use division to find out if 3 is a factor of 78. Well, I'm going to tell you one small trick so that you can figure this out. If we take 78 and we add those numbers together, we still have to do the division, but this is just going to help you. What is 8 plus 7? If you did 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's 15, right? If you skip count by 3, do you hit 15? If you skip count, you did 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, you hit it, right? That is one way you know that it is a factor. So the answer, we know, that helps us know we should not have any remainders, any leftovers, right? But the question says do division. So let's put 78 inside the box. Let's keep them separated. And 3 is the star, right? I'm like taking up the whole screen so you can't. So we're going to skip count by 3 till we get to 7. So let's do that. 3, 6, 9, too many. So we go back 3, 6. What's on your fingers? 2 goes up here. When we were skip counting, so we multiply 3 times 2, which is 6. The next step was subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Kick that 1 over here. We know we're not done because we have an open space here, so skip count by 3 till you get to 18. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Did we get it? We did, and we got 6. We said 18 out loud. If we subtract that, you end up with 0. See, look, we didn't have any remainders, and we knew that because we added those. So our answer is 26.
All right, friends, I like the way that Miss Heflin just taught you how to find out if 3 is a factor of a number. She just added the 7 and 8 together, got that 15, skip counting by the 3. You can do that with any number. And in your problem set today, it's going to ask you, is 3 a factor of this? So that would be what you want to use. So rewind and watch that if you missed that. And rightfully so, she's putting her problem towards the middle of the board because we are phasing out the apartments. The apartments are becoming old school, right? I want you to try new things with the box method. We put our 78 on top. We have our 3 floors on the side. We are dividing by 3. So we're going to skip count by 3 to 7. 3, 6. What do you have on your fingers? 2. The number goes in the box. We're no longer using the tallies. 2, 4, 6. How far is 6 away from 7? Yep, it's 1 away. It's 110 away, so we kick it over here. Goes in the tens place over here and makes that an 18. See it? All right, 18. We're still skip counting by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. What's on our fingers? 6. 6 goes in the box. And we hit 18. We hit our target. Circle the party floor. Boom. Isn't that awesome? All right. In case, let's take a look. Ooh, this is your last chance. If you've heard nothing we've said so far, pay close attention. You ready? Mrs. Heflin is going to show you the box method one more time. I'm going to show you the apartments one more time, and then you're going to go be independent with your work. Get ready, focus, sit up straight. Stop playing with that. Stop playing on your YouTube stuff. Pay attention. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're done with 3s, right? Now we're looking at 4s. 4 is the star of the show. It is what we're going to be skip counting by every time. Or if you know your 4s times tables anyways, then you're going to be great for this. 94 goes inside the box. Let me scoot over a little. So we have 94. Let's get them 6 feet apart and put them inside the box. The star of the show this time is 4. You guys should know the steps. We skip count by 4 till we get to 9. 4, 8, can't go any higher than that. What's on your fingers? 2. 4 times 2 is 8, because that's what we said out loud when we were skip counting. Then you subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. I just told you the answer. All right, then we're going to kick this over. All right, we have to go back to 4 and skip count till we get to 14. So we have 4, 8, 12. Oh, that would be 16 too many. So we go to 3. 3 goes up here. What did we say out loud, though? 12, because I know 4 times 3 is 12. So now we're going to subtract. You can do 4 minus 2, 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. So what is this down here now? We have no more boxes up here to fill out, so we don't have to skip count anymore. So this is like a leftover or a remainder. If we're getting ready to have Thanksgiving, you know how you have leftovers left after you're done eating? That's what this is. So you just call that a remainder of 2. So it's saying that 4 can go into that 23 equal times, and then there's 2 leftovers.
So Miss Heflin, would you call 4 a factor of 94?
No, it is not a factor because of this, the leftovers. Okay, that's the main reason it's not a factor.
Yeah, when we divide, it has to go in equally. So absolutely, as soon as she hit that remainder, Mrs. Heflin knew that the answer to that question is no. That doesn't go in equally. 4 is not a factor. All right, apartment buildings. Ready? We had 94. We're dividing it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're skip counting by our 4 over here. 4, 8. What's on your fingers? 2. 2 goes in the boxes. No more tallies. Let's see what we have. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're at 8. How far is 8 away from 9? You're right, it's 1. It's 1 10 away. Kick it over. 14. 14, I know. All right. Now we're skip counting by 4 again to hit 14. 4, 8, 12. What do you have on your fingers? 3. 3 in each one. Although we're only at 12. How far is 12 away from 14? It is 2 away. That's what we call our remainder because it's what's left over. And we circle our party floor. You should have heard a lot of the same things. I have numbers on my face. In that what Miss Heflin and I were both saying, right? It's just a different way to set it up, but essentially we were saying the same things. I want you to try the box method today on at least a problem. Give it a shot. All right. It's time for you to go and be independent. We're on lesson 23. Now, you have a module 3 workbook. Some of you haven't cracked it open since you've been home. Today is your day. Lesson 23, problem set. Pay close attention to this because I'm only asking that you do problems A through H. It's not that many. You're going to be like, oh, that's it? Wow. You're welcome. A through H. And your answer is either going to be yes or no. Is it a factor? So they say, is it a factor? But to figure that out, you're going to have to work it out or divide on some of these. If they're asking you if it's a factor of 2, all you have to decide is if it's even or odd. Because 2, when we skip count, hits every even number. So 34. Is 2 a factor of 34? Yes, 34 is even because the 4 in the ones place is an even number, right? I don't have to work that out. So you can save yourself some time if you use that rule for the 2. All right, pause, go off, do your work, come back when you're ready to check your answers. Oh, you're back? Did you do it? Do your work first. All right, let's take a look. As we check these answers, if you notice that your answers are not matching my answers, you need to email your teacher. Your teacher's waiting. She's ready. She wants to help you. You need to do that before you get to the exit ticket today. So the answer for A is yes, 84 is an even number. Answer for B is no, 83 is odd. Answer for C, yes, and the answer was 28 when you divided. D is yes, because 92 is an even number. E is yes, and the answer was 14 when you divided. F is yes, and the answer is 23 when you divided. G was no, because 84 does not have a 5 or 0 in the ones place. If you want to know if something's a factor of 5, listen to this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What do you hear? Every number I'm saying either ends in a 5 or a 0. 5 is only a factor of numbers that end in 5 or 0. And H, 11, remainder 4. If you're looking at this and you're like, I got all these wrong, or I don't understand, reach out to your teacher. She wants to hear from you. All right, friends, everyone holler out a big thank you to Mrs. Heflin for being our special guest today. Thank you, Miss Heflin. All right, go mathematicians, do that exit ticket.